Hi everyone. So today we are on the fourth day of talking about freedom, and I hope that you have found the initial discussion on freedom and on shame useful. Why did I take shame as a separate topic? It is because it is something which is an overarching emotion, and it really comes in the way of our freedom. Many times, many competent people or artistic people don't show up into the world believing or because of some shame or believing that they are not good enough, or if they are wrong then it will become too much of a humiliation and they don't come forward. So that is why that topic was very important. In the coming three videos I'm going to talk more about how do we claim our freedom and how do we apply it in our everyday life. So, one of the things that I recommend to people when they come to me and when I'm working with them is to really write down what is it that they can do. And when I ask them to do that, I ask them to write everything, silliest and smallest of things, including combing your hair, brushing your teeth. I don't work with children, I'm working with adults. Of course, they know how to brush their teeth and how to comb their hair. But I ask them to even write that down because it allows you to know what is it that you can do and not theoretically. It is not about saying, oh, you can do anything that you want. No, right now that is not what I'm recommending. Of course it has its own benefits, and it is useful after you have come to a certain stage where you have begun to believe in yourself. So therefore I ask them to write down whatever it is that they can do, smallest of things. What it allows them to do is this lack of freedom or the belief of in the belief that they are very constricted and there are a lot of things which do they that which does not allow them to do what they want to do. This actually frees them and they are able to then think a little more. One of the important aspects of freedom is not immediately breaking the walls that you see are around you, but slowly expanding the space within the walls and occupying the whole space, which also actually translate into occupying yourself fully and getting to know yourself fully. So that is the step one towards freedom as you begin to expand. What you can do initially is that you can take one small problem where you want to experience freedom. It could be freedom in a relationship, it could be freedom in a way you want to do certain things, it could be freedom in the kind of lifestyle, the small decisions that you can take. But you could start with something small and then write down all that is stopping you from doing it. So, for example, you have been wanting to draw every day, draw and paint every day, spend about 30 minutes every day, and what you are realizing is that you can't even take out 30 minutes every day because there are hundreds of things that you need to take care of, and therefore even taking out 30 minutes of undisturbed time is becoming very difficult. So what you can do, so before that write down what all is coming in your way. What are your thoughts? What are your beliefs? What are your values? What are your needs that are coming in your way? And then find out various ways in which you can begin doing this. So I had one client who was struggling because he was saying he has no time. He travels so much around the world, and that he has absolutely no time to watch movies that he wants to watch and do things that he wants to do, because either he's too tired or he's too much under pressure or he's thinking too much or something and he's not able to find that time. We worked with it. I helped him develop a small meditation where he could focus on his breath and could feel the pressure moving off very, very quickly. And then he came up with this idea of downloading the movies when he was here and watching them when he was traveling, watching them on his computer and when he was traveling. As he began to watch the movies and as he began to do things that he loved, he felt more fresh after those long travels. Because he felt fresh more, he had more time for other things and he began to experience his freedom. I'm laughing because this sounds so simplistic. But many of the things that we face, because we don't sit down and do these simple small things of writing down what is coming on in your way and what are the small things that you can do to break those barriers, will actually create an experience of freedom within yourself. And once your own experience of freedom improves or increases, you will also be able to tackle where the constraints are real. So, for example, if you are suffering from migraine, the pain is real, the headache is real, right? And I know that many people who suffer from migraine, when the attack happens, they feel totally incapacitated, right? I don't have a solution to offer for that. But what my recommendation has been to people is start doing, finding out small ways of what comes in the way of finding the respite. The pain is real. I'm not denying the pain. Right? So, what are those small, simple things that they can begin to do so that their experience of freedom increases? The more they feel expanded, remember my definition of Sukham? More the space gets expanded, the more creative thoughts will come, the more positive the person will become, and would also find out smaller strategies to overcome real problems, real constraints, time constraints, doing something while traveling, uh, finding 5-10 minutes of respite for doing something will increase the experience of freedom. The same client was traveling to a lot of places, including African countries, where sometimes the rules and regulations or the social uh, understanding of the culture prevents people from interacting with each other very easily. And this person was struggling to do exercise, find some sporting this. When he started working on this and finding out ways in which to connect to some people and find out what are the different things he could do in an hotel, he met a person who was willing to teach him tennis, and he learned tennis from this person who was a local there and played tennis with him, and at regular visits also began to explore and converse and talk to this person. And this is he started playing, he started interacting, he also started understanding how the locals there are approachable or not approachable, and this again expanded his world. So the way to find freedom is not a one big space or time when you will suddenly be free, but to expand your space in a way that the possibilities will emerge. And as the possibilities emerge, your own experience of freedom will continue to grow, even in circumstances when the constraints are real. So try some of these things, taking care of your, looking after yourself, taking care of your body, doing small things to expand whatever is limiting you, and keeping an eye on your thoughts which are limiting you from going forward and experiencing freedom. In the coming two videos, I am going to talk more around what does it mean to hold your own boundaries and feel safe, and what does freedom really mean, and do we have a overall framework for exploring freedom. Meanwhile, please practice these things. Please look at the videos again. Please do this exercise and do let me know at sanjotp@gmail.com. What are your thoughts and experiences around freedom? Thank you very much.
Help Talks are daily health related talks held at Health Education Library for People, Mumbai, India. For more information, visit www.healthlibrary.com. Subscribe to Help Talks channel. Be better informed about your health.